Welcome back to Staten Island Airfield. Today we're out here going for a little fly session, but today's gonna be a little different because I have some new propellers. A little bit ago, there was a huge kind of like crazy amount of news about something called a toroidal propeller. So today, I have the Foxier toroidal propellers. To test out these propellers, I'm gonna take the Apex HD Dead Cat with the traditional propellers up, get a pack in, get kind of my thumbs working. After I land with that drone, I'm immediately gonna plug in the Apex HD with the toroidal propellers. Those two drones fly basically identical. They're almost identical except for the one that has the toroidal propellers is the one running Betaflight. The one I'm gonna fly as the traditional drone is running the FetTech G4 on the alpha firmware with a preset, yeah, the da-da-da-da-da-da. Either way, both drones fly fantastic. They're almost identical. So this should be a pretty fair test of what the propellers sound like, because they're gonna be on the same motors, running similar setups. This should be a pretty fair test on how these propellers perform, both from a noise perspective, as well as from a performance perspective. And once I get out there and do that first little kind of cruisy, smooth, flowy cinematic flight on the Apex, I'm going to swap those over to my practice drone with a GoPro on it and take those propellers for a proper freestyle rip and see how they do. There is a real good chance I'm gonna crash with that one, so I want it to be on a drone that if I send it in the dirt, I'm not as, I don't want to say hurt by, but I'm not going to be as upset if I smash that practice drone into something hard really fast. So let's get up in the air, get that first pack in with the traditional drone running traditional props, and we'll see how it goes. So let's go for a really quick little flight with the Apex using the traditional props just to see how it feels. I got no GoPro on board. A couple of orbits. And that's pretty much it. It feels really good still. Oops. Screwed the landing up, but hey, either way, flew really good, did a couple little punches around. Let's get the one with the toroidal props up in the air and see how different this thing feels. Finally acquired all the satellites, so I'm gonna plug my controller in to my little lanyard and let's get up in the air and see how she flies. It's the first time I've armed with toroidals on. Wait for the air unit to do its business. Make sure I'm not in whatever it's called mode. That is a very different sound. It's definitely lower and deeper and throatier. Whoa! That's weird. So when you get a little farther away, it definitely disappears as far as the volume of the props go. I know you won't be able to hear this on the video because there's wind and also it's kind of far away right now. But my goodness, it is much lower. It's not necessarily quieter. The volume actually probably isn't too much different. It's not that high-pitched buzz or scream that most people are gonna be used to with freestyle drones for FPV drones. It's definitely different. For cruising, it feels pretty smooth. I don't know that I feel any significant difference. Power still feels pretty good. Overall control feels pretty good. Yaw authority's pretty good. Yeah, overall I don't think this is I thought this would be more of a change. And it's a change. There's definitely more, prop wash effect, I think. And also I do feel like the wind is having a little bit more of an effect on my actual movement than I'm used to with the tri-blades. Because I basically didn't notice the fact that it's super windy when I'm flying or when I flew the previous one with the 3-inch. Man, I'm struggling today. I really didn't notice the wind all that much when I was flying with the 3-blade props before. But I'm now painfully aware that it is super windy out right now. It sounds so much different. There's what sounds like a full throttle punch right next to where I'm standing. I'll probably include some of my face, but I was trying to give you a little idea of what the thing sounds like, just doing some cruising around. Let's come in for a landing, and I want to try some freestyle. And there's our first durability test. Let's see if we broke anything. I didn't break anything, but I just nudged the little like bar there. And yeah, they're not the most durable props. So I'm gonna take a guess this freestyle rip is gonna go pretty interesting. Let me swap the props over to the practice drone, get it up in the air. Let's see how this thing deals with the weight and aggression of a freestyle FPV drone. So let me get the prop switched and I'll be right back. Drone plugged in, GoPro on. Let's get up, get a quick freestyle session in and see how she flies. I'm gonna include a little bit of the audio from the GoPro just to see what it sounds like with the toroidal prop on the GoPro on board. And I'm gonna narrate this rip. I may not include the narration, I just may put it together in a freestyle rip, but let's get up in the air, see how she flies, and we'll go from there. So, goggles down, drone on. Here's some cruise audio of the toroidal props on the GoPro. And before I get into this freestyle ripping, I just want to say getting toroidal props tightened is way harder than traditional props. It may just be that these Foxeers are harder to do, and that like if HQ made a toroidal prop, it'll be a little easier like I'm used to. But either way, deep breath in. I'm not used to that jiggle, but here we go. Ooh. There's a lot more stumble than I'm used to. That jitter makes me a little nervous. Yeah, something doesn't feel right. I don't think I can rip this freestyle. Yeah, something's wrong. That doesn't feel right. I'm gonna bring it in for a landing. Didn't fall off that time. Ooh. Okay, the motors are way toastier than I'm used to on this build. Okay, I'm going with the toroidal props do not like a heavier weight quad, because that did not fly as well as the drone without the GoPro on it. So I actually think the best place for these to reside is on something like the 250, which is under 250 grams all up weight. I think those toroidals actually might be great on there. It'll lower the sound profile, make it a little easier to fly discreetly. Yeah, but on the Freestyle drone, I don't think that was a good experience. That was pretty scary. And there we go. That is the Foxier toroidal propellers. Did a little Freestyle ripping. Gonna put huge quotes in there. Not so much, not a big fan. For just cruising around, I think that change in sound profile is great. It may give you a little bit more discretion operating in a place where you don't want to annoy or bother other people. But when you put a full weight of a Freestyle quad on those props, nah. There's a lot of just interesting movement, little hitches, little glitches, I guess, in the way that drone flies. It didn't make it confidence inspiring. I felt if I hit something, those props would explode. Not a big fan. So if you're thinking of freestyling, I would not recommend toroidal propellers. Where I would recommend them, or at least giving them a try, I just put them on my Oh My God 250, which runs, it's been on the channel before. It's an 03 air unit, and it's all up weight with the 6S is just under 250 grams. That flew fantastic. It was even quieter than it is with bi-blades. And I think of all of the drones that could have those toroidal propellers and benefit from them, that is it. Because when you're doing those pitch maneuvers, there isn't a ton of deflection in the props. It doesn't change how it moves through the air, and it just ends up making that drone quieter. Still feels great, but I think that's the one place where you may want to try some toroidal propellers. If you're flying just freestyle or even just cinematic cruising, there's nothing wrong with 3 or 4 blade propellers right now. I would say stick with them. If you're just curious and want to fly something different, weird, or new, absolutely, they're interesting. If you fly primarily freestyle and you want to try these for freestyle, I would highly recommend just skipping them. You're going to either destroy your drone or destroy the props. It's not going to work out all that well. Just get yourself a great set of freestyle props like the peanut butter and jellies or the radberries from Ethics. Those are the props that I currently fly. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on the toroidal propellers. Is cruising, yay. Under 250 5-inch, really yay. But freestyle, not so much. With all that said, thank you for joining me in today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it interesting or possibly useful if you were curious about toroidal propellers, ones that are produced, not 3D printed. So these are made out of our traditional prop material. So they fly like produced props, which is to say they fly great if you're just cruising around. If you're curious about picking up a set, down the link below I have a If you're curious about picking up a set, I have a link down below to where you can buy it from different FPV shops. Those are not affiliate links. Below that, I have a bunch of Amazon links for the stuff that I used to make this video, along with the drones, radio, and that stuff that I fly. Those are affiliate links. If you use them, it does support this channel, helps me do more things, review more things like the propellers. As always, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and leave me a comment. Let me know, have you tried the toroidal propellers? Are you curious about trying the toroidal propellers? Or you just think that toroidal propellers are the dumbest thing that ever came out, and that people need to stop losing their marbles about random developments from MIT? Either way, hey, MIT, if you're listening to this video at all, please develop better battery technology, because I'd love to be able to fly those drones with lighter weight batteries or longer, one of the two, your choice. That's all for this video. Thank you all for joining me. Catch you in the next one. Bye.